So in this video, we'll be looking at the roadmap, like how to become an machine learning expert from scratch. I don't say this is the perfect roadmap to become an expert, but it will give it will give an idea how to get started. So let's see. So before looking at the roadmap, let's understand what exactly is machine learning. So machine learning is the study of computer algorithms that allow computer programs to automatically improve through experience. So I know it's hard. Okay, let me explain through an example. Let's consider the ongoing matches between India and England. So here, before the match even starts, we start predicting who will be the winner. Like how we will be doing that one. We will start analyzing the past match results, the player performance, the pitch, the toss, the climate conditions, and we consider a lot of things to and start analyzing who will be the winner of the match. So, in the same way, a machine or a computer program tries to analyze the given data to it, and it will find some patterns from that data and start predicting the outcome of the future events. Like simple, how we'll be doing the machines or computer programs will be doing the same way. So this is how the machine learning is, and it's simple. So let's look at the roadmap. Okay, before going to that, let's understand why machine learning is a buzzword right now. So machine learning is old, like it's been since like 40, 50 to 60 years. But why now it is becoming the buzzword in the industry? Because in those days, like we don't have much data, we don't have much computational power to execute the algorithms we have to find the outcomes of the given use cases. But right now we have a huge amount of data, like we are generating tons of data every second or every minute. So we have a lot of data, and we also have a lot of computational power, like we have a lot of improvements in the hardware, like we have a lot. So with all the available things, like we have a lot of data, we have a lot of computational power, and now we can apply the machine learning algorithms or deep learning algorithms, which were developed 20 to 30 years back, which are working fine. Like we are getting the expected outcome. So this is why the machine learning is famous right now, because because of the because of the data and the computational power. So we are just converting the ideas from paper to practical. So that is what we are really doing right now. Okay, let's start the roadmap. Okay, as a first step, you need to learn the programming. Like programming is very important in machine learning. Like without writing code, you cannot do anything. You cannot analyze the data, you cannot build the models, you cannot deploy that without knowing any programming language. So, as a first step, learn programming language. Choose anything. You can choose Python, Go, Java, or C++, or any the language which interests you. But preferably, you can try to choose Python or R. You can also go with Go, because because these programming language have a large community who is supporting to develop a good number of libraries uh, to do machine learning. So you can choose anyone. I can say, like, preferably you can choose Python, because it is easy to learn and easy to get started, and it also have a lot of libraries, a huge community who can help you whenever you are stuck. So you can start with Python, and you need to learn that interactively, uh, like not just learning the syntax and leaving it. You need to practice a lot, like how to write code, and you need to understand many internal things, like how that programming language works. And also you need to learn uh, the classes and objects, like how these works. And in Python, you need to also learn the packaging, like how the packages work, because we will be using the packages a lot. So learn any programming language, preferably choose Python. And you can have resources here, like we have a lot of resources, very good resources. You can just go with CS50X by Harvard, or learn python.org, or you can also go with Python crash course. learn Python the hard way. And Python programming.net, which is by Sendex, like he's gem actually. So you can just go to that website and you will be having a ton of Python resources. You can just go and learn what you want. And yeah, you can also check our 100 days of ML code, where I just gave resources for every day. So you can go to any day schedule, uh, check what you need to learn, and check the resources and learn from that resources. So as a first step, learn the programming language, preferably Python. And as a next step, we need to learn the math. Math is very important in machine learning, because without knowing math, it's really hard for us to understand how an algorithm works and what exactly is going behind that. So math is very important, and linear algebra is very important in machine learning, because all algorithms based on linear algebra. I mean, if you are there from probability, but most of the algorithms take a lot of concepts from linear algebra. So as I said, like a lot of ML concepts are tied up with linear algebra, and it also helps you to understand few concepts like PCA or t-SNE. Like these are like dimensionality reduction algorithms. Like you also need to know all these things. So if you understand linear algebra a bit more, like you also understand all these algorithms, and you can also build the ML algorithms from scratch if you know the linear algebra. And okay, here are the resources you can choose. You can choose the part 1 of the deeplearningbook.org, where you can learn linear algebra from that part 1, which is very interesting resource. You can go that, you can choose that one. Or you can also choose the math track of Khan Academy. There are a lot of concepts in math in Khan Academy, so you can choose, you can go to that website and choose the linear algebra and start learning from the first episode. And there is another website called mmlbook.com. So you can also go to that website, you'll be finding all the concepts related to linear algebra. You can learn from that, or linear algebra by fast AI. This is very I mean, it's really very good website like fast AI, where you will be learning a lot of things related to linear algebra, machine learning, deep learning, and NLP. So you can keep this website as a go to website. And another YouTube channel called 3 Blue 1 Brown, like which is very famous, and all people love this YouTube channel. Like you can just go to that channel and find the linear algebra concepts and learn them. Like you'll be learning very interactively. And you can also check our 100 days of ML code. And these are the concepts you need to learn in linear algebra. Like you need to learn everything about the matrices, the operations, the properties, and everything. Learn about the matrices and learn the eigenvectors and eigenvalues. As I said, like you need to understand the concepts of PCA. So you need to learn eigenvectors and eigenvalues to understand what exactly is PCA. And you also need to learn the Jacobian matrix and gradient and gradients, tensors, and curves of dimensionality, and the matrix decompositions. Like we use matrix decompositions a lot in recommendation systems. So if you are interested in developing some recommendation algorithms, you need to learn the matrix decompositions. And gradients and tensors are very important for every ML algorithm, because every ML algorithm is based on that one. So understanding the gradient, tensors, and all these concepts is really important. So just go to all any of these resource and find these concepts and learn them. I don't say like learn the math in depth. Just knowing the basics is good enough. Like you need to know at least the basics of linear algebra, all these concepts, the statistics and probability. So this will really help you to understand the underlying concepts of the ML algorithms. So once you are done with the step one and step two, just come to the step three, which is calculus and optimization, or you can choose the step three as statistics and probability. So go with these statistics and probability concepts. So here you need to learn the descriptive and inferential statistics. Like there are a lot of things in statistics as well. So you need to just learn the basics of them, like the associative and differential statistical concepts, and also the probability, like conditional probability and Bayes theorem. Like a lot of algorithms are based on again Bayes theorem or Bayesian networks. So uh, learning probability is also very important if you want to understand a few ML algorithms. Like these are the resources you can choose: Khan Academy or Intro to Statistics by Udacity or MIT OpenCourseware. But I recommend going with the statistics course by Udacity. Like you'll be learning everything through a lot of visualization. So I love that resource. So maybe you can also try that one. Or if you want any books, you can choose Introduction to Statistical Learning or Elements of Statistical Learning books. Or you can also check our 100 Days of ML Code. So if you want to know what are the exact concepts you need to learn, you can check this post, or else I'll just show what exactly. You can check this post on my Instagram page to understand why probability and statistics are important and what are the concepts you need to learn uh, to get uh, to get to be a machine learning engineer. So I'll just explain why statistics is important. It is an area of applied mathematics. Like it's concerned with data collection, analysis, interpretation, and presentation. So we usually use the descriptive statistical methods to transform the raw data we have into the information. I mean, we try to extract the information from the given data, which everyone can understand what exactly that data is. So we use the descriptive statistical methods to do that one, and we also use inferential statistic methods to reason from small samples of data to whole domains. Like we can give the reasons why all these are important. So statistics is very important, and the probability is also very important in to be an expert in machine learning. As I said, like a lot of algorithms are based on Bayes theorem. So the probability is also important here. Like what exactly is probability? Probability is the measure of how likely an event will occur. And to be more precise, like probability is the ratio of desired outcomes to the total outcomes. Like if you did a lot of a lot of problems when you were trying to get a job, like the aptitude things, so you'll be understanding all these things, the probabilitical concepts, the outcome of the um, any event or anything. So uh, you know the better, you have a better understanding of probability. And probability applies to machine learning because in the real world we need to make decisions with incomplete information. So this is why probability is important in machine learning. So you can understand like why statistics, to answer the questions that we have about the data, you can use all the statistical methods to find answers to the questions that we have about the data. And to understand the data, like used to train a machine learning model and to interpret the results of testing different machine learning models, the statistical methods are required. And each step in the predictive modeling project will require the use of statistical methods. Like we use statistics a lot. We use statistics in data pre-processing, finding some insights, or and that's what the finding insights is very important. Like based on that insights, you will be making the decisions in your business domains. And and machine learning algorithms also lie on all the statistical concepts. So statistics is very important. So let's understand why linear algebra. Like I already explained why we use linear algebra here. And like by probability, I just explained why we will be using probability a lot in machine learning. To like we find the uncertainty in machine learning. Like we will be having a lot of noise data, incomplete coverage of the problem domain, and imperfect model. Like we use probability to understand all these things. So these are the topics you need to learn from statistics and probability. uh, you can just check all these things. Like these are all the concepts you need to understand uh, to be to do to do data analysis or to understand how an ML algorithm works. So so these are very important, like the correlations we need to know, like how the features are correlated, and whether to remove any feature or not, or whether to add new features or not. So all these tests will help us to do a lot of data pre-processing. So when we give a good data, we get a good output. Like we usually say in machine learning that when you just give a bad data, you'll be getting a bad output. So we'll be doing a lot of data analysis to correct that data. So all these concepts will help us to do that one. And these are the resources, like I already mentioned the resources, but you can also check here the all resources to learn the statistics and probability. So you can choose from Harvard X, like Stat 110X on EDX platform, or Introduction to Probability by MIT Open Courseware, and the Statistics and Probability by Khan Academy, and Statistics by Udemy. Like as I said, this is the best resource you can choose, the statistics course from the Udemy, which is free. And also from Udacity, like Udacity has a very good course on statistics, which is also free. You can choose that one. And these are the books and blogs you can choose, or other resources. These are the websites you can check uh, to learn more about the statistics and probability. So after the step 3, you can go with the step 4, which is calculus and optimization. So this is also important, like every machine learning algorithm depends on calculus to find the best output. So this is also important. I mean, you don't need to learn this in depth, because we usually don't do that with our hands. Like we use a lot of libraries which will be doing everything on behalf of us, but just understanding how it works is important. Like you will be knowing like how the machine learning algorithm is finding the best possible answer. So to understand that, you need to know this calculus and the optimization. And if you want to become a researcher in machine learning domain, then understanding the math behind all these algorithms is very important, because you will be developing new algorithms, or you will be extending the current algorithms. So you need to understand a lot of math behind them. So the calculus and optimization is very important. So you can focus on the concepts like differentiability, maxima and minima, and the product and chain rule, because we'll be doing a lot of differentiations to find the minima, where we get the best possible result. So all these gradient descent, or stochastic gradient descent, or mini stochastic gradient descent, or momentum grad, all these optimizations, the underlying concept of all these optimization algorithms is calculus. So so as I said, like if you are into completely development, you don't need to understand the in-depth, you don't need to have the in-depth knowledge of these all these concepts. But if you want to become a researcher, these concepts is very important for you. And if you want to have good resources, you can check the Three Blue One Brown YouTube channel. You'll be finding all these amazing things uh, in a visual way. So you have a Khan Academy, and Thomas Calculus book is there. You can also check our 100 days of ML code. So after all the math concepts, like after start with the programming language, learn any programming language. After that, learn all the math concepts related to machine learning, the linear algebra, statistics, probability, and the calculus and optimization as well. So once you are very good with all these concepts, like the programming and math, now we'll enter into the real ML. So where we will be playing with the data and building the models and also deploying them. So as a next step, we need to learn the data pre-processing and machine learning, because without doing any pre-process to the given data, you don't get the good output, because in real world the data is bad. Okay, you need to do a lot of pre-processing, and you need to change them in a way that you want to get the good output. So we'll be doing a lot of data analysis. Like I think I already explained that around 50 to 60% of the time of a machine learning engineer or data scientist, they focus their 60% of the time on data analysis. Like we cannot do that data analysis in just 1 to 2 days. It takes a lot of time for real world data, maybe 1 or 2 months. Like we'll be continuously doing the data analysis and building the models to check whether that data is good or not. If it is not good, we'll be debugging why it is not good, and we again iterate the data analysis, and we build the models again, we debug them. So this is what the process of the machine learning pipelines. So the data pre-processing is important. Like you will be converting the data into the right format and fix if you have any errors. Like if you have any missing data, you'll be filling that or you'll be removing that. If you see, okay, this feature is not good, so you'll be doing some corrections to that one. So the data pre-processing is important, and these are the concepts you need to learn. Like what are the data types, data exploration concept, data exploration techniques, feature cleaning or imputation, or feature engineering, feature selection, feature encoding, or scaling the data. Like all these are the very important concepts in data pre-processing. And if you want to have a good resource to learn all these concepts, I recommend reading the blogs. Is reading the blogs is gives a very good idea how to do pre-processing on a given data set. So I learned a lot from the Medium blogs. So I'm suggesting the same thing for you, or else you can check any courses or any books on that one. So you can check the Andrew Ng ML course or Fast AI, this is one of the best website I can say, Machine Learning Mastery, and you can also check out 100 Days of ML Code. Like I'll give the one of the best resource for this one is Kaggle. Just go to Kaggle, choose any data set. You'll be finding a lot of notebooks by different users. So just go through that notebook. So you'll be finding different pre-processing techniques from a different user. Like everyone is different, so they will be doing a lot of analysis based on their thoughts. So once you go through all these concepts, like you'll be getting a good idea like how to do the data pre-processing when you have a data set in your hand. So I suggest a Kaggle is one of the best resources, and blogs or any website, you can choose any of these things. And next, we need to understand the loss functions. So what is loss function? Like loss function, or we also call it as a cost function. So it's a function that maps an event or values of one or more variables into the real numbers, like intuitively representing some cost associated with the event. So let's say there is an event going on, and you'll be predicting the outcome of that event. Okay, let's say the India and England match. So it's going on, and you will be predicting like who will win the match. So you predicted England will win the match, and the result is different. Like the India won the match. So here you did a mistake there. So you need to learn from that mistake and try to reduce doing the mistakes in future events. So this loss function will help us to do that one, to learn from the mistakes, to improve the performance by learning from the mistakes. So I'll just explain with some machine learning example. So let's say we are predicting the house price predictions. So we have that data set, we have an n number of features to predict the house price. So we just applied some algorithm on top of that, and we will be calculating what is the difference between um, the predicted output and the real output. So let's say we have a lot of difference between these two values. So we need to learn why the mistakes, we need to learn from the mistakes and try to improve the performance to reduce the difference between the real output and the predicted output. So these loss functions will help us to calculate this difference. So based on the difference, we'll be learning, like we will be using the gradient descent or any optimization technique to learn from that loss, to improve the performance. So the loss functions are very important because the whole machine learning lies on these loss functions. So these are the concepts you need to learn, related which are related to the loss functions, like the maximum likelihood estimation, cross entropy or logistic loss, 0 1 loss, hinge loss, a KL, a divergence, and there are many loss functions. I mean, we use a different loss function for a different ML algorithm. So just understanding the concept, what exactly the loss function is, very important. So you can choose any of these resources to learn all the concepts related to the loss function. I can say again, the medium blocks are important here. They play an important role. Like why I suggest the medium blocks is because everyone have a different perspective on that concept. They write in a different way. So when you read the multiple blogs by multiple people, so you'll be learning that concept from all the directions. So you'll grasp a lot of concept. You'll grasp a lot of knowledge from different people to understand a concept. So that is the reason why I always suggest go through the medium blogs. And here you can also choose Andrew NG course or Fast AI, Machine Learning Mystery, or 100 Days of ML Code. You can choose any of these resources. So you'll be learning the concepts which are related to the loss function. Okay, let's go to the next step. Uh, Here you'll be learning the core concepts of machine learning, like the algorithms, like how an algorithm work and how to apply that algorithm. Like first you also need to understand the terminologies around the machine learning. So let's say we have different types of learning in machine learning. So supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi supervised learning, dimensionality reduction techniques, or if we have a time series, we have a lot of concepts related to that one. So before learning the algorithms of machine learning, like first understand the terminology around that concept. So learn all the different terminologies related to that. So different types of learning or parameter types, understand ML taxonomy, different types of algorithms, and etc. Like understand the terminology around that. So these will help you to move forward in your career. So I can give the resources for that. The one of the best one which we always recommend is machine learning course by Andrew Ng, and we also have Fast AI machine learning course, which is the second best I can say. I mean, if you want to learn the complete theoretical concepts, just go with the Andrew Ng course. If you want to get very good hands-on experience, go with the Fast AI courses. And we also have another course which is a practical machine learning by John Hopkins University in Coursera, or you can also choose mlcourse.ai. This is also very good a website where you can learn all the concepts related to the machine learning. And if you want any book, just go with this one, like Hands-on Machine Learning with Scikit-learn and TensorFlow. Like this book will help you to get a very good hands-on experience. I can say that. If you want to understand the theory, complete theory behind these ML algorithms, uh, go with the statistical learning, introduction to statistical learning, or the elements of statistical learning. Like these two books will give you the great understanding of math behind an algorithm. So after learning all the concepts related to ML, next step we need to understand the performance analysis, like how to evaluate an algorithm. Like we apply the algorithm to the given data set, we get some output, but evaluating that output is very important, because when you apply multiple algorithms, so you need to choose the best one among them. So to pick the best one, you need to know how to evaluate all these algorithms, the result, to choose the best one. So performance analysis is also a very important concept which you need to learn. So the concepts related to that or any performance analysis, like we use confusion matrix, accuracy, F1 score, AUC ROC curve, all these bias variance trade-off to reduce to having a balance between overfitting and underfitting, and R2 square, mean squared error or error rate, etc. Like these are the very important concepts you need to learn in performance analysis to, like, as I said, like these performance analysis will help you to choose the best model. And when coming to the resource, the same resources, like you can just go to the medium blogs and type performance analysis, or if you want to understand what is confusion matrix, just type confusion matrix. You'll be getting a lot of blogs there. So learn from different people in a different way, so you'll be understanding how exactly it works. So you can go with the Android GML course, Fast AI. Machine Learning Mastery is one of the best website, and you can also check our 100 days of ML code. So, and the next step, um, you need to learn how to tune the hyperparameters. Why this is important? Because like you will be applying an algorithm and you will be evaluating the result. But if you don't know how to do the hyperparameter tuning, like you'll end up with low accuracy, I mean with bad result. So you need to tune the algorithm. Like there will be many hyperparameters for every algorithm, so you need to tune them to get the best output for that algorithm. So it is a process, like it is a process of choosing a set of optimal parameters to control the learning process of that algorithm. So hyperparameter tuning is very important, and these are the concepts related to that which you need to learn. The cross validation or different hyperparameter tuning techniques, like grid search, random search, or Bayesian search, or any or there is also another search called genetic search. So this is very popular. I mean, it is becoming very popular right now, the genetic and Bayesian search. People are not using the grid search or random search right now because it is a time consuming thing. So they are going for better options. So you need to learn all these things. And you also need to understand the early stopping, overfitting, and underfitting, how to reduce that by doing the hyperparameter tuning. So to learn all these concepts, I'll just suggest the same resources. Just go to any of these websites, search the concepts like cross validation. If you want to learn cross validation, just go to any of these websites and check cross validation. So you'll be finding all the resources to that. And as a next step, you need to understand the regularization techniques. So these regularization techniques are used to reduce the errors by fitting the function like appropriately on the given training set to avoid overfitting. Like overfitting is nothing but memorizing the complete data. So if you memorize the complete data, like whenever you get a new data point which is completely different from the given data point, so it will fail to predict the output correctly because it memorized everything. So we need to generalize that. So the model should not memorize the complete data set. It need to just learn the pattern without uh, without keeping everything in its brain. So it just need to learn the patterns in that. So to reduce these things, we use regularization techniques, and we also have a lot of regularization techniques like L1 norm, L2 norm, early stopping. Or we also have sparse regularization, elastic net, mean constraint, graph based similarity, etc. Like these are all the different regularization techniques we use for different algorithms on different conditions. So to learn all these concepts, you can just go with the same resources. Um, I don't need to explain again and again, but you can find all these. These are very important resource where you'll be learning all these concepts. So and as a next step, like you right now got a lot of. You learned a lot of things, like you learn programming, you learn math, you learn machine learning and the related concepts to that one, hyperparameter tuning and regularization as well. So the next step is practice. Like you need to get a good hands-on experience, because these days companies are not just expecting a candidate should know only ML concepts. No, they are expecting a good hands-on experience candidate, because whenever they hire you, so you'll be starting to work on from day one. Like they give some data set to you, and you need to play with that data set and find the output of I mean, you need to build an predictive model to that. So if you want to understand, like whenever you get a data set, what you need to do with that data set, this will come when you practice a lot. Like when you practice taking a lot of data sets, doing pre-processing, building models, so this will help you to uh, get the real quick ideas when you have a new data set. So practicing is very important. So you can practice in many ways. Like you can do your side projects, or you can participate in competitions, or you can also feed your fellow data scientists and learn from them. Like these are the websites you can choose. You can go with Kaggle, Analytics Vidya, Data Driven, Crowd AI, where you can find a lot of hackathons, a lot of competitions. Yeah, you can just go to these websites, take any data set, and try practicing that. I mean, try doing something from that data set. Or you can just go to the Fast AI forum, meetups, or community, or your own community or hackathons. So whenever you go to all these things, like you'll be finding a new people, like you'll be networking with the new people. So you talk to them, get a different perspective from them. So you'll be getting a different new ideas, like how to do pre-processing, um, how to tackle the given data set. Like you'll be learning in a different way when you talk to a new people. And you can also try LinkedIn, GitHub, learn from different persons who write blogs, like learn from that blogs, how they are thinking about the given data set. So you'll be getting a lot of ideas how to think, which is very important in data science or machine learning. Thinking is very important. So, and as a next step, like get a job. Like we I mean, you don't get real world experience by doing all the above steps. Like if you are going into a competition, the competition is completely different from the real world, because in real world you don't get a data set which is cleaned. So in competitions you'll be getting a data set which is cleaned. So you can't expect that in the real world. So you don't get a real world experience there. So whenever you do your own projects, you also don't do all the real world, you don't solve a real world problem there. I mean, if you're really if you're really solving a real world problem, then you can just start a new company there. So to get a real world experience, get a job, like get an internship or a research internship or anything, like where you can get the real world experience. So you can take any boot camp, or you can work on any venture, your own venture. Like as I said, if you are trying to solve any real world case, you can start your own company there. So yeah, get a job like internship, a boot camp, research internship, or a full time job. So where you can get the real world experience. And you can here you can create a perfect resume before applying for the jobs. Like keep everything what you know. I mean, don't write all these buzzwords. Just explain uh, what you know, and what are the projects you did, and what is your contribution over there. And one of the important thing which I forgot is, like, learn how to deploy the models. Because whenever you keep some project in your resume, the HR or technical team just cannot go through the code which you written on GitHub. But whenever you deploy that model and give the access to use that model, so these hiring team can understand, okay, you did a good thing, like you deployed it, so it is working fine. So they can understand, okay, the code which you written on GitHub is working. So like uh, without getting their hands on your project, they don't really trust you whether this is the working project or not. So deploying is very important whenever you develop a new model. So just learn the concept like how to deploy your model using Flask or um, using Heroku or using TensorFlow serving or any other techniques, how we will be deploying the models. Like at least deploy that at one place. Deploy that on server or web or Android applications or any microcontrollers. Just try to deploy that. So any hiring team can get their hands on your project, so they can understand, okay, you did a good thing and we can hire you. And yeah, you can find jobs from multiple websites like LinkedIn. And if you're really interested to join a startup, this is the best website, like angel.co. So just go to that website, and like you'll be having a lot of startups who are hiring for different roles. And you can also check Stack Overflow jobs, uh, where there will be a lot of remote jobs. uh, there is a there is a web page on Kaggle as well for finding a job, so you can also choose that one. uh, you can also take any boot camps to learn to get the real world experience. I suggest, like, if you are following my Instagram page, you already know that we collaborated with DeFi team, like, who are doing amazing thing. Like, they are doing free boot camps on the concepts related to machine learning, deep learning, data analysis, and everything. So just join their boot camp and learn from the learn from the industry experts. Like, this is very important again, because industry experts gives the ideas what they are doing in the real world. So learning from them, you'll be also getting the real world experience. And you can also follow any community or engage with the community, to share your knowledge. Like, I just created this Instagram page to share my knowledge. So whenever I want to share something, I will learn about that first. So so by sharing my knowledge, I'm learning a new thing. So you can also do that one, or you can also start writing blogs, or you can also start a new Instagram page, or you can start a new YouTube channel where you can share your knowledge. So by sharing your knowledge, you will be learning a new thing every day. So I suggest doing all these things. Like, okay, these days, just doing projects and keeping on GitHub is not important. Having a having a social import I mean, so having a community or having a following is very important these days. Like, the online presence, like, you need to have the online presence in any way. Like, you can write a book, you can write a blog, you can do YouTube videos on Instagram, LinkedIn, or everywhere, anywhere. Like, if you are socially doing things, people will recognize you, and they may offer you a new job. Like, if they have any opening, they may approach you for the things which you are doing. So they can offer any new job to you. So this is what the complete roadmap I can give. As I said, this may not be a perfect roadmap, but at least it will help you to get started. So I hope you learned a lot from this video. So if you are new to this YouTube channel, please do like, share, and like or subscribe to our YouTube channel. So you'll be getting a new video every week, uh, related to any ML concepts or DL concepts, or we'll be doing any practical demo as well. So just try to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So you'll be finding a lot of different things which we are doing. You'll be learning a lot from that, from our YouTube channel. And yeah, thank you so much for being patient listening to the complete video. um, yeah, thank you so much.